All right, good morning, everybody. This is the Hawkeye Trade Room. It's Wednesday, September 30th. We're going to be going till from 8 to 9:30 today. And we do have a Euro US starting to materialize here, so you may want to start getting your charts up while I go through these disclaimers. Trading the foreign exchange on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before deciding to invest in the foreign exchange, you should carefully consider your investment objective, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with the foreign exchange trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. This is a live trading room. It is for educational purposes only. No financial advice or recommendation will be provided. Any trade taken during the live session is not a recommendation or a suggestion that you should also do the same. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Do not trade money you cannot afford to lose. And before trading live, always operate with a written trade plan that identifies rules for entry, exit targets, and risk management. We have a Euro US trade starting to materialize here, and we're going to go and put the chart up, and it's just breaking out of the bottom right now. I'm not sure if this is a trade to be taken yet, but right now we have a strong US, we have a 4 spread on the US Euro, 4 on the Euro US, and so everything goes short on the downside, and with the all of our moving averages are in the right order, and we're getting the break below the C, and I'm going to go and take this trade. We may want to wait for the pullback up back to the, but we had a nice little break, and we got to close below the wedge. We have a little bit of a wick coming back up, but I'll take the trade, and I'm going to put my protection in, stop, take a profit. I'm going to go with 7 pips. I'm going to go with 7 pips. And we're going to take it. There's our target, and we'll see what happens. We have a stop. I'm going to put the stop up at probably up to the, I'm going to put it all the way up to this blue 30 moving average, which is going to be 11 pips. Just keep it out of harm's way just a little bit as we, let's see how this thing materializes. And our target is right down here, and we're right in the middle of our target zone, which is basically I drew the wedge. It was ascending. I started with my A here. I had a little hit here with the little bit of a wick. And we had a wick pass through, didn't close below, had the hit, tucked it in, got the break. And now we're looking to go down here to our target zone.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off for a pullback. I think I wasn't ready to take that, so.
Yeah, I was kind of watching just as we were talking earlier, and I said I saw this nice, especially this red candle here. I like this red candle on the 1 minute. Came back, retested the wedge, and now it's heading down to. It's got this whole wick over here. It's got to clear through, and it comes right down into our take profit zone. And if it gets down there, we'll have our 7 pips, and we'll be done. We'll see if it goes. It might go a little bit. This could, no, who knows where this thing's going to go. It's going to go for a little ways. We'll see if we can get down to our target. I like the fact that we had this strong wick over here. This real big, long extended range candle coming up from this area. Here was the test. It broke out, came back, retested this zone, went up, and now it's retesting the zone once again. And about another couple of pushes, we'll be out of this trade.
Yeah, you're probably gonna tag your take profit pretty soon.
Yeah,
moving nicely.
I'm going to take it right about now. I'm out of the trade on that one. I'm going to be close to this one out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I didn't want to get that late into a trade.
Yeah, you don't want to rush the trades. If you're not there ready for it, just let it go. This one has a good chance it may come back and retest. It still hasn't broken
But
the A. It still hasn't broken this A wick here. It came
yeah,
right down into this is basically came down to where we had the hit. We still had the low, had a higher low, had a higher low. Now we had the break of that one, but this one still held. So that pretty much allows us to come on down here and retune this. Still have the anchors, still have the hit, still have the hit. Now we have the other point two. I'm gonna keep this. I'm just gonna keep this up here just so we have this for our reference of where the alert was. But that was a nice little break. But all I did was retested this wick, came right down to the body of where this move started, came down, and now it's starting to bounce a little bit. It may come up and give us another chance, or make who knows what it's going to do. But that was a nice little. I like the fact that we had this long extended range candle with nothing to stop it once it broke. And here's where the orders. This was a retest of that move. Now it could still break. Now the fact we didn't get a close in here, and we still have a possible target zone of this A, which could break some more. And if we look at where the A is, that would be a target. If we come over here to our 15-minute chart, let's expand the chart and see where the other possibilities are for targets. If you look over here, you see that here's a nice extended range candle. Here would be the next target right in this one. This one was retested, which is right where we are right now by where the A is. This is a retest, pullback. This is a retest, pullback, and now it coming back to retest these three levels here. So I'm going to put a target there, which is right where that yellow one is, where we already have it. I'm going to put it right here at the body of this blue candle. And I'm going to put another one at the body of this blue candle right here. And this will be more like the demand zone. So since that's pretty much more at the bottom of the move, I'm going to take this one up, put it right up into here. And I'll make this our demand zone. So if it does keep breaking, this would be the place where I would be expecting it to get a strong bounce to go back up. And we have another area. We have a couple other areas. This is a slow grind, but this seems to be pretty much the whole bottom of the move. So let me draw this. It was level, came back up, broke out, came back up and retest. So right now, this is the area that I'd be looking at it could ultimately come to before we get a real significant bounce. So I'm going to make this, pull that one up right about to where this came down to the wick. And now we have a level on a level that we're going to be aware of. Any questions about how I did that or what I did? Does it all make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You had to be fast on the draw there.
I had to be fast on the draw. Yes, we did. It came in right. It came right in right at 7 o'clock or 7:45.
Yeah, 7:45.
It's just 15. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm finding out a lot of these wedges that once you get the alert, you don't have a whole lot of time before it's breaking. In fact, it's breaking pretty much as the alert's being generated.
especially recently, Al.
It does. It seems like it's changed. Yeah. I'd be kind of curious if they change the algorithm a little bit on this, because I've been noticing that by the time you get the alert, it's already past the entry place.
Yeah, if I get a bounce on the 1 minute, I will potentially take that. 1 minute 62.
Off of 1 minute 62. Yep, that's a strong area, especially when you have a little bit of a gap here. Yeah, if you get a gap, comes up, test it. The 5 minute doesn't cross over the yellow. If you can just get to come and hook just underneath it, that's usually another pull. That's a good sign for a pullback. We still have strength to the downside, so this is still a short. This is just a pullback in my mind. The dollar is still strong by 3, strong by 3, strong by 4. On the pullback, we're up here at the 89, have a hook. Let's see if we can get another little run out of this. Wait for it to come to you, which is hard to do.
You're the one setting the trap, right? You're not.
Yeah, you're trying to set the trap.
You're not out there trying to.
This was the origin. When it broke, this is the origin right up here. So this is the area that you want to try and grab this thing. And what I'm going to do is, as soon as it comes up in here, as soon as it tags that, because once you tag it, you're still going to have your spread, and your spread's going to be. I can see what the spread is. For some reason, it doesn't show me my spread in the middle here now. That about 1.5 pips for a spread.
They changed that again now.
They just changed things that I kind of liked it when they did that.
They've changed a lot over the last little bit. They keep on evolving, which is why I absolutely 110% support TradingView. Most powerful, highly regarded charting software available. You can actually even add in the like stock market quotes and up to date by the second, and like there's nowhere out there that has like an online platform where no matter if I go to my buddy's house for lunch and I need to pull up charts, I can whip out tradingview.com, go on to his computer and have exactly what I just drew at my house. It's just phenomenal. Overall phenomenal. And we don't do a lot of promotion of other products. This is basically just a tool. This is one of the best tools out there. Multiple people, high-level traders, have stated that if you want to take this seriously, you need the serious tools. And TradingView is one of them. If you do want to have a significant discount, I do have a referral code that a person can use. After they use it, you wait about 30 days for your free trial. During the last couple of days of your trial, you can upgrade it, and it costs you 50% off. 50% of the original price, 50 to 60% is all you got to pay, and it comes up to something like $200 and some a year for the Pro Plus version. So myself, I just upgraded to the premium just to give it a try. But here's that pullback, guys. We're back at the one. I'm not in the trade yet because I'm just setting up my charts and stuff. So
yeah, I got in because I wanted once to tag that's 21, and I'll keep my stop up here by the 30 moving average. I'll keep it right up in this area right here. If it comes up that'll give me a 9 pip stop. And if it gets up that high, I'll probably be out even before then. So the trade set. Coming on down, let's see if it can come down and break in back in this area. We still have our spread of 4, spread of 3. This showed the pullback. The euro just took strength over the US on the 1 minute. That's to be expected on the pullbacks, but came right back up, tagged it. This thing still held. This thing still held with a nice little spread of 4 and 3. Now, if these start to split, I'll switch over and we start getting a start getting closes above into the wedge, then I'll get out of this trade and wait for another entry.
So just note, I'm not in this trade right now. Just in case someone decided.
And that's the 2 different trading styles that we have, and neither one is wrong, neither one is right. It's just what works for your personality.
Personality, yep. Personalities are different. Al and I are very different as individuals, but we work really well together because we keep ourselves balanced.
Now, what I'm looking for right now is if I get a close, if I get a green, we have the green and yellow close, but we haven't got the close above the, well, one, we don't have the close above the wedge, which is the first criteria. Second criteria, if I get my moving averages to consolidate and close above, then I make it out and wait for the further pullback. But right now, as long as the wedge is holding, and I don't want to see a close. This is where it base, and this is where it dropped. This is the origin of this big move. If it comes up here and gets up to this red candle, then I'm going to be definitely big. I'll be getting out of this trade and then wait and see what happens. I may get out of it. It may come in. I just say, okay, I should have stayed in it, but all I do is I pay the extra spread to get back in again if I need to. Better to cut a short, because if it gives you another opportunity to get back in, you can get in, make up that little bit of a loss, and you may have a little bit better run. But don't hold on to a trade if it doesn't do what you expect it to do. Now, I kind of expect it to maybe come up here and retest this. Came up. Right now, it's still bouncing off the wedge. I still have a 3-point spread on my 15-minute chart. The 5-minute flipped. The 1-minute flipped. As long as I can maintain 3 or more. Okay, now this just went to 2, so it's a little bit more deeper pullback. The wedge is still holding. It's retesting this little range right in here. Here's the top of the wick. Here's the body of the candle. This is the supply zone. This was the origin of where this move came from. It's coming back up, retesting, see if it's going to go, if it needs to go any higher. If it breaks to the top of this, I'm out of the trade. I just found some more sellers right up in that area. Testing the bottom of the wedge now. And right now we have this is the green candle that's been engulfing. Now this one's this move just broke through the bottom. Give us another chance to go short. It came up here and tried to found some more sellers up here. Took people's stops. Now it's retesting this area. If we can get another breakthrough here, we could go down lower. If not, we may just bail on this trade and see what happens. If it bounces off of this area and goes back into the wedge, I'll be out of this trade, because that means it's not doing what I wanted to, what I'm projecting it to do. I don't have expectations. I do have projections. We know we're getting consolidation. Still have the dollar stronger to the euro on the 15-minute. It's about even on the 5 and the 1. Came back down, came into here, into the wedge. Now we're going to see if it's going to find more buyers. Let's see, right now it's in the middle of this whole zone. It couldn't quite get below this. It did get below the C, so the C broke, and we're looking at whether or not it's going to be able to break through this blue zone right in here. And this is basically where actually we'll take this down here a little bit lower here, right about in there. Take it from the body, the wick of where the A and the body of the blue candle. And that's where my target's going to be if it breaks down. If it doesn't break down, we'll be out of the trade. Right now, the euro is the weakest of the eight currency pairs. The euro right now is the weakest. Dollar is the next weakest. So right now it's fighting for last place. You see how we're getting this because as this wedge goes and keeps on increasing, it's getting closer and closer to where the supply was. So it's coming to a point of decision.
Yeah. Also note that as the wedge goes up, you're getting better potential entries for a downside move.
That is true. That is correct.
So as it pulls up and potentially goes against some of the people that may have entered a little bit early, you're getting a better potential move because it has more room to the downside now that it's come up a bit.
And if it breaks through here, then the next stop is going to be looking at pretty much the top of the wedge, the other side of the wedge.
Oh, what time was the alert again? It was at
7:45.
7:45? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to try something.
Okay, back up, retesting the supply zone. Now we have some euro strength over here. These just flipped over. If it breaks through here, we still have this 30-minute moving average up here that we have to get through.
I just shared something in the chat, just a pitchfork I threw together in a couple of seconds. The compliance for a downward trend is really strong. Like the amount of bounces it was able to catch to the tip, is just pretty phenomenal. Don't excuse my charts; they don't look like the other ones you're used to. So I'm trying to make them simplified. But this kind of gives me some indication that there's enough pressure to the downside. Like I wouldn't see it break 1.1727. If it does, then that means that momentum has shifted and this was just a pullback of a bigger move.
And
And
just
while
wait
we're
and see
waiting
if it can.
for
It's just getting spooling up. It's getting tighter and tighter.
yeah, I'll continue messing around with my charts while we're doing that.
And what I would expect, we might get a break up here, get a wick up to here, and then pull back again. So I'm just going to slide this up just a little bit higher here, not much. Let's get a little bit more room so I don't get the spread to take me out. I just got stopped out. Then the spread took me out before it got to the moving average. Strong move up. I'm out of this trade. Now we're looking to see if it's going to come up here and retest this area.
Yeah, the RCSs on the 5 and 1 are 4-0, and yet 3-1.
Yeah, that's true. And we still have only a 2-point spread on the 15.
Right.
So I'm looking to see if this thing's going to test the top of this. And this could be a reversal to where it's going to start going long. Let's see, where is it at with some of my other indicators here. We also have the 62 right up here at the top where the top of the wedge is. This is our 15-minute 62, right up here. Came up to the 30-period moving average, wicked up, closed below it. The supply zone is gone. It's been penetrated.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty crucial decision point here, Al.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty crucial. We're going to know in the next 10 pips or so if it's going to be turning to the downside or if it's turning to the upside.
Well, I think we've got the 30-minute 62 right here. We've got the 15-minute 62 sitting up here.
Yeah.
And we also are looking at, we're starting to get the cross of the 5 and the 13 over here. We already had the cross coming up. It did penetrate the 62 on the 5 minutes. So basically right now it's sitting inside this zone between here and this 62 right here with the consolidation right at the 30 and the 5.
I think I'm going to have to find myself another monitor, Al. But the challenge with adding another monitor now is I need to have an external plug to handle 4 monitors because my laptop can only handle 2 by itself plus the screen. So
you're trading off a laptop with monitors hooked to your laptop?
Yeah, I got about 70 inches worth of screen, so it's not too bad. It's just I kind of jerry rigged the way that I hooked it up without having to use like an external adapter. So I'm actually pretty impressed with this laptop and what it's been able to do. If you are looking for a laptop to trade or whatnot, I would say lean more towards Asus or Lenovo, but either get like a business laptop or you could get something from like the gaming space, which are going to be a higher performance, be able to handle a lot of things at once.
It's funny you should say about the gaming one because I have a gaming laptop.
Yeah.
And I have 2 external screens on it, and it's working really well.
Yeah. So gaming laptop is where you're going to want to go. Asus ROG is probably one of the higher end, best bang for your buck in terms of quality to price ratio. You can look at Apple if you're inclined to. I'm not a fan of Apple because of the restrictions and how everything's locked down and just the overall, yes, it's going to last quite a while. but you're paying so much for it, and the quality of the part in comparison to the performance that you actually get with like Republic of Gaming laptop is like it's not even there. Like a Republic of Gaming laptop might cost you maybe $1,300 for a little bit older one, maybe $1,500 when it's on sale. You will end up with a very powerful laptop that will be able to smoke the vast majority of Apples out there.
One thing, not to change the subject here real quick.
Go ahead, you're fine.
Basically, what we do is we have a extended range candle here. Right now we have an engulfing candle. Here's the top of the wick, the bottom of this blue candle, and right now you've got 2 5-minute candles all inside of this box. And now we're seeing this, and it's now starting to break out of the bottom of the wedge. So again, you can see where the difference is between where the C is and where the wedge is now. It's quite a bit of difference. It's like how many pips from where we first entered this thing at the break of the C to here. And it went up 7 pips to just the bottom of the wedge. So, and now it's starting to break down. Took quite a bit of heat. Again, I said, we came up right here to this 30-minute, wicked up, couldn't hold it, couldn't close above it. Not saying that it won't still, but it was right in this range between the 5 and the 62. I'll put this right in here with the 5 minutes 62. See what that range was. And we'll see if this will hold. Right now I'm looking to see, make sure, I'm looking at this extended range candle right here. I don't want to see, right now we have a new zone, supply zone right in this area. Broke the other one, recreated another one. And we'll see. Right now it's making higher highs and higher lows. We have to see if it can break this little trend right through here. You see where the angle sort of changed. It went straight on up, came back, tested, came back up, tested. So right now you have another little wedge right in this little area right here. We'll see if it can break through this bottom of these. You can move this to the bottom of this. I'd like to see a break below here. And if it can break below there, then we're looking at this area down here. And this is where it was rejected the first time.
Check that out. All right, I'm going to finish setting this up here.
Basically, the D is still holding. You can even take it all the way over to here. That's our new supply zone right there. Never broke the other side of the wedge. Now we're back in below the wedge again.
Now, would we take another bite at the apple or no?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one.
Okay.
Okay. And I guess if I don't know the other answer, I guess I just say probably not. Now, what you could do is look at, and you can see that right now we have an anchor, we have a hit. Now this is where the alert was, but came all the way down, couldn't break through this. So this is basically, we have a low, a higher low, a higher low. I'm going to readjust my wedge right now. Since we've had such a deep retracement, we're still within the wedge. All we did was we just identified another lower, a higher low. The highs are still the same. They haven't been breached at all. This one, until this one gets all the way down now flat, it's still, the wedge is still in play. All it's doing is making higher lows. It hasn't made a higher high. In fact, it's made here's a high, here's a lower high.
So like, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
So the A to C, now would you change that to a purple line because we have 3 hits on it, or
we
no,
certainly
because
can. Yeah, that's yeah, we certainly can. That valid. I mean, yeah, I mean, yes, you can. You can do that.
Okay. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just asking.
Yeah, if you look from a higher, if you can, I'd be more apt to take it, see if there's if I could do it from something over here to the A. Let me just see if this will work. If we have this, the bottom of our demand zone, put it to the A, and see where that leaves us right now. So that, I would say right now, that would be your first hit here. We could, let me see if we take it up to a.
Yeah, it's touching there.
That sort of breaches that. I kind of like this. I like keeping this, but I'm gonna move the arrow out because I'm not gonna consider this to be the third hit of this trend line.
Right, but wouldn't you consider the anchor way back the day
before? Usually when I do, I'd prefer to have it more on the way back from the longer move. I'd like to keep the purple one. Now, a lot of times this one will follow that.
Okay.
And you can maybe project to follow that. But right now you still have this. So basically this thing could come all the way down, test off of this one, which came pretty darn close to it. I mean, it came within a couple of pips of the trend line 96 to, it came within 2 pips of this move, which has given the upside more validity. And if you look for the trend line from up here on the upper trend line of a range, anchor, there's a hit, a little bit of a breach, not much. Let's see, this is 43 to 40. You got a 3 pip violation of that. And so I would say this is pretty much the higher time frame area that we're looking at between this one has been a little bit more validated. I'm just going to split that up a little bit here.
Yeah, that's we're going up. At least for a little bit.
It's interesting to see how the S&P futures just tanked after the debate last night, and now it's coming right back up to where it started.
Oh yeah, it's just people making money. Yeah.
Yep.
Just people making money. If the big dogs are making money, they're scaring people, and they're just bringing it back where it was.
Is that a debate or a brawl last night?
It's hard to decide which one it was.
Let's stay away from that. I watched about 5 minutes of it and I started crying because it was so sad.
Yeah, I agree.
That was just.
I don't think it did anybody any justice.
No, they didn't let each other talk enough to get their points out.
2 old men arguing.
Yes, I totally agree. Not to get into politics, I'm just saying, like it, you know.
No,
yeah, it was one for the record books, I think.
Yeah, it was a shame.
There was these people that were playing this drinking game. I saw it posted on Facebook a little bit. I mean, people probably never finished the drinking game because some of the things that were on on the challenge are just like, oh man, just ridiculous.
It's like sometimes, like a couple of times, I was like at the TV, "Be quiet, please." You know, like
I
talking
just
to
wanted
the,
to hear what the other person had to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Called a anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're no to be sorry.
I made the statement. I brought it up.
Al's
That's the
fault.
one I made. Yeah, it was my fault. I brought reference to the S&P. I still think it's gonna. I mean, still right now we got a 52 and a major trend line sitting right up in here,
Yeah, we're not ready to come back down yet for a little bit.
and we're not ready to break out the top either.
No.
So are we starting to use the 30-minute 62 more often? It seems that or is it
It, I would say not particularly, Christine. But it's just more of a just happened to have it there, and I made
okay?
reference to it since it was happened to be there. But it's something I think that's worth putting on the chart.
Right,
If
right,
you have a version that will allow you to put multiple indicators on the chart, having the 30-minute exponential moving average, as long as you 30-minute 62 on there, it really is the middle of the road.
hmm
Like it's actually pretty significant, but we're not gonna put so much emphasis on it.
right,
You just if we see it, then we'll talk about it. But
right. But it's not worth having it on and removing something else that is more
No,
priority.
not at
Right.
all.
Okay.
no.
Not right now.
hmm Thank you.
Oh, so this is where that button is allow to talk. I was wondering where that was, Al. You always keep on talking about it, and
What's that?
the allow to talk option.
Oh,
I see it now.
you found it?
Yeah. So does anyone have any questions? Anything that they want to bring up while we're waiting for some kind of action? Maybe an alert a new alert to come out, or if we get a point that we might have a potential trade, then we'll go from there.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Eva. I saw you stuck in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
She was in the land of please let me in, let me in.
So anything exciting going on today? I'm just waiting.
Well, we're in a Euro US trade. Well, we're not in it anymore. We got stopped at we got in, took a profit, came back to the wedge, took a second position, and got stopped out on the second position. So that part ended up being about a break even.
Yeah, probably two. What do you think? Probably down 2 pips or whatever.
Yeah, probably about that, something like that. So I think I got about five or six pips on the downside, then I got stopped out. I think probably down about 3 pips.
Yeah.
But you had to like draw it kind of quickly. It came,
All right.
it came out,
Might,
you know.
this might be the down move on the Euro USD. I'm just checking. I got 4 charts up at. I got 8 charts right now, so I'm trying to set up my charts in a way that I can monitor a lot of stuff at once so we can have like top down view. But he's not going to share these charts with everyone just to see if we can find some optimal things. Just doing some multiple time frame analysis.
Al, can you go on your 5 minute and just amplify it just to see, because I can't really tell if you've crossed the 562.
Oh, okay.
If
Let
the
me
green
see.
and yellow. Okay, so the green has. Okay.
Yeah, we do have the cost of the green. Yep.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because it was, so consolidated
Yeah.
on the little
Yeah,
chart.
I try and keep the charts. Yeah, I usually try and keep it so everybody can see these
Oh, of course.
candles real. That does always happen. Let's see. And where's our Fibonacci lines here? We have a blue Fibonacci line right up here, right on the 62. So
I like the 15-minute 62. I like where it's positioned.
yeah,
Um,
for a short.
yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
Because price is gonna make a jump up based on what I see in a little bit. So we're gonna have a little bit more of a pullback on the 1 minute, and then might go up and see what happens at 15 and the 62, because we got that trend line from the wedge, right? So
Let me see. Oh, go ahead. Keep talking.
no, you're fine.
No, I'm just trying. But this is the 5 minute Fibonacci 62.
Yeah. So you got your 5 minute 62. You got your trend line on your wedge, and then you have the 5 minute Fibbo, whatever, and 15-minute 62, and then your upper trend line of your wedge, all within like 2 pips of each other. That could be, when you have all of these things, what's the proper word? I don't know. Converging at once, then potentially that's where you're either going to get a strong breakout or a strong breakdown. Kind of like an energy point. If you wanted to.
You have several factors aligning in the same spot is what you have. You have a Fibonacci, you have a moving average, you have a trend line, all consolidating in the same area.
Yeah, I'm going to want to believe that this is going to the downside. I don't want to be taking buys in
here. And looking at and you can see even like with our RCS that we have, it's not showing anything that's decisive.
Yeah. All right, RCS is not helping right now.
No, we had a nice spread when we first took the trade short, and that one worked out very nicely. And then it came back, hit our target almost right to the pip, came back up, retested the wedge. I took the wedge away because right now we're looking at these 2 trend lines here, the purple ones.
And also, like your first position, it was just at the close it appears to be at the red fib on the 5.
The red fib, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was right at the red fib of the 5. Exactly right. And so right now it's trading in between the 5 and in this 21. Basically, it's in this 21 pip range is where it's trading right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me mark that over here. That's not a bad thing to mark here. This is the red 5 minute. So now if I were to just take all this other stuff off of here, And we're just looking between the 5 minutes, and we go and we draw a little Fibonacci retracement tool here and break this thing down into thirds. Well, actually, what I'll do is basically if I go to my 2-minute Fibonacci, you'll see where we're now broken down into thirds. Here's the first third, second third, bottom third. And right now it's in the top third. And so there's 7 pips in between here.
I will let you guys know when I take a short. But right now we're trying to get to the top of that channel. So kind of got a wedge within a wedge there, Al. So
we do, yeah. I was just about to point that out. We actually, if we do go from here to here, high or low, equal high right there.
Yeah.
This was where the alert was. Here's where we started this thing. It started right with that, came down, broke, retested this area right off of this candle. I say this price right here. It retested that almost to the pip. It came right, had this nice long candle over here, came back down, retested this zone, went right back up, and now it's retesting this upper zone. Let me just move this all the way over here to the top. Get rid of that extra line there. And it seemed, and we have another little box. Up here with the B, here's the highest close in that area. And you see it, all the guys came up, wicked in, pulled away. But now the wedge is like this. You can pretty much forget about this part right now. It's already, this one already played out. Now this is where it's trading inside that whole area. We have a nice trend line from a higher time frame trend line from all the way back into this area. And we have a lower trend line all the way back from way over here, which is where our demand zone kind of starts at the beginning of our demand zone, which is this low right here. This is our 30 moving average. You can see where it's respecting all that. Hasn't even reached it at all up until we got to right in here. And now it's making the reversal.
this could be a fake out of that reversal.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
Or the other thing is if we get all the trend lines working in the right direction, all the moving averages work in the right direction, it could be the beginning of a new, to retest this area down here, which again is where this started. Actually, the range from here, which is basically where the moving average was, to it's basically 55, 30 pips. You know, it's only a 30, no, it's more than that, 34 pips. It looked like a whole lot more than that, but that's only 34 pips. Now the question is this going to retest this level right here where this thing broke? This is where the original wedge kind of started, right in this area. I'll put the alert back on where the alert was.
Excuse me, Al, what is the distance, please, between, you know, you have the convergence of the wedge with the red fib and the purple trend line?
Between here and there?
No, to the right. Yeah, like around there. You see where
this is the
wedge hits the red
right.
and then the purple. I just want to know how many pips.
Between these two, it's not going to be very much. Probably, let me see, probably about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more than that.
Okay.
7, 3. Yeah, 3 pips.
Yeah, you're on 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my thought process was, you know how like we would have if it was outside the wedge by by basically 2 pips or
Yeah.
so.
Uh-huh.
That was my thought process. So I just
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say right now, if this thing were, it's going to pretty much have to break this yellow line. I'm going to put this as this would be an area that I want to see it close below, because this pivot and this pivot were respected on this down move. When it came down here, it respected it respected the price. It respected this little wick right there. It respected that. So it's got to break below that in order to, and it also means it has to break below the A. So there's still some buyers. There were still some buyers in here on the downside. Once this gets cleared out, then it looks like it's coming down all the way down to this point. Any other alerts at all? Let me see. Nope, nothing new. We do have the cross. We now have the cross of all the moving averages in the 1 minute. This would be an early entry if anybody was still game to try and take it down to this area. Me, I'm just going to stay out of it right now. We don't have the strength. We have it on the 5 minute. We have it on the 1 minute. We don't have it on the 15, which means I would think it's going to come down and just retag this and retest it. And if it does, you'd have to get a good entry in order to get 7 pips out of it. This is a strong move down, but it hasn't changed anything over here. Barely changed anything over on these.
Yeah, I couldn't enter a sell. I didn't see the right entry, but doesn't matter. I had a sneaking suspicion that it was going down. I just didn't know how to get in an appropriate time.
You see, like I said, here's the top third of this move. Here's the middle third. Now it's retesting the bottom third right here by the 5 minute. So right now we got between the screen and the red, that's 7 pips. This would be a retest of this blue fib line. Anybody in this room who does not have Leslie, I believe I have you. I should have sent you an email. You should have gotten an email from me yesterday. We did have some problems with the getting everybody set up, but anybody who is in this room today, and if you do not have the fib tool or the RCS tool, email Hawkeye at AuvoriaPrime.com. Give me your login for your TradingView login ID, and we'll see if we can get you set up. I sent the information out to Anthony yesterday. I haven't heard back from him, and I'll give him a call today and see if he got the message. And it's just a matter of getting you guys activated. When you do, be looking in your indicators list, look under invite only, and you should see a green lock, a lock. If it's green, that means it should be activated. And it should be coming in under relative currency strength. And it should also be coming in as Fibonacci price range plotter. The multi-wave we're still working on with TradingView. But these should be, if you give me your email and your login, and you'll find the login in your TradingView login. If I can see it, if you go up here, you'll see where the login ID is. You'll see where, like, on mine is logged in as ACM 777. That would be my login ID. That's what you have to give me to have Anthony get that activated for you. So again, just email your login, your email address, your name, and your login for your TradingView login. Email to hawkeye@auvoriaprime.com. I'll put it in the chat if I can. B. I was having problems accessing the emails. What part of the problem was?
So we're gonna take a 5-minute break while we're waiting for this, or anyone?
Well, actually, at 9:30, yeah, we could do that. We could take a 5-minute break and then be back. We're done at 9:30 today, so.
Yeah, done a little early because they got a session going on, but
yeah. Actually, I think I sent it to the wrong people. Let me see. Try this again.
Yeah, you sent that one to me.
Yeah, I meant to do it to the. Now, why is it not allowing me to do it to the?
Ignore that TradingView link. I'm trying to copy and it didn't copy.
Oh, there we go. All panelists and attendees. Let me try this again. I believe this is it here. Let's try that one. That one should work.
August 17th is going to be a big day, guys. August 17th. It's going to be a big day.
August 17th of what year?
Yeah.
August or October?
October.
Oh, well.
Look at me. I thought, you know what? If you have a baby, you lose track of time. I don't even. I'll blame
track of time.
Yeah. I'll blame that on baby brain.
I think your wife hadn't even delivered August 17th.
She did. No, she did.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. August 3rd.
Oh, baby's already almost 2
Wow.
months old. Wow.
Time flies.
Really?
Yeah, he's huge.
That's wonderful.
He's huge. Yeah, it's great. He was like 5 weeks early.
Thank God he was okay.
So what happens October 17th?
I believe that's the launch of the new software.
Is it?
New software. Give me a second. I'm going to walk away for a second. I'll be back.
Mark our calendar.
Yeah. That's the launch date of the That's the projected launch date of the 4 new indicators that were
Oh,
coming
is
out
it?
from Auvoria Prime. Yeah.
Wow.
The new software
Yeah. All the four that we've been waiting on for the last several
months?
months. That's the launch date.
Michael was funny. He says, hopefully stimulus checks, LOL. October 17th. Woohoo.
Let's see if I can. It's
I
just
don't know about you guys, but up here in Canada, our program for people that have lost their jobs is getting eradicated as of October something. I think it's October 3rd or something. So we got some major changes gonna happen. So I think at one point, like 25% of the country was not working.
Yeah. So what are they going to do, Matt?
They're gonna extend the employment insurance, but overall, it looks like crap because you just like I drive around Ottawa and I'm seeing these restaurants and stores and everything's for rent. Everything's shutting down. There's so many people out of business right now.
That's such a shame, you know?
Yeah, it's a ghost town, like downtown, where all the Parliament buildings are and all the main offices. It's just like a ghost town. There's all those poor businesses that started, those day food places and small little restaurants inside of businesses, but they're all gone.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help any either that our COVID cases in Ontario have gone through the roof in the last week.
Yeah,
We knew that
Ottawa,
that was going to happen at summertime.
Hotspot. We've got a big testing center, just like I could walk there in 5 minutes, just around the corner here, and they're lined up at 5 a.m. to get tested, and they shut it down at they stop people from lining up at 8 a.m. That's how many people are getting tested.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you go to New York City, it's a ghost town. It's terrible. And it's like a mass exodus out of New York.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And probably downtown Toronto. I know that the day job there, my day job, a lot of people are moving out of the city because they are all working remotely now.
Yeah.
Everyone's shifted to remote work. No one's driving in anymore. Because in Toronto, you pretty much have to drive 30 minutes minimum. Up to some people are doing 2 or 3 hour commutes in one direction.
Yeah.
If they don't have to drive in, then it's better work-life balance because they're saving 2 or 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours in some cases, worth of commute. So we might look for a sell, guys. We might look for a sell. Let's see what's happening here. We got a really nice 30-minute wedge that formed.
Yeah, so this thing just keeps getting tighter and tighter and tighter until eventually. So right now it just has no real clear direction, and it doesn't have a lot of range either. You're looking at pretty much it's trading in less than a 21 pip range right now. If you're right up here is your top 25%. And down here is the lower 25% from the red candle. Or excuse me, 33%. So here's your range. Here's your 5-minute range, and here's your top 7 pips. Here's your bottom 7 pips. At best you can do is maybe come up here, take a short, wait till it gets down the other side, take it long, and just do that, and try and get 7 pips in the middle. But eventually it's going to break out the top, and eventually it's going to break out the bottom, and each time it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yep, I'm not playing that game now. I'm not trying to catch the bottom and the top and playing around in there.
But right now it's just going sideways. It's sideways inside of a wedge, a higher time frame wedge. just eliminate that. This is basically all it's doing right now.
So I'm getting ready to check and see if I can enter a cell. I'm gonna let you know if I decide to pull the trigger on something. And if it doesn't pan out, then it doesn't pan out. I've got to get my eyes used to looking at 8 charts at once. It's a little bit different. Let's put it that way. But I find it easier than switching through all the time frames, and that way I can also watch all 7 of the major currency pairs as we have access to trade them. So that's another advantage of that. I think I need another monitor.
Matt,
Yeah.
may I ask why you think you may take a short? Like, what are you seeing that can possibly confirm that for you?
So you see if I can draw it. Let me do that. I will share my screen if that is okay with you.
Okay, I'll stop sharing it right now. It's just good. You got it.
All right, give me a sec. Let's do that. You'll hear my little monkey in the background. So what I'm looking at is this. I'm looking at where are you at here? It's not the right color, but pardon. I'll put it here because I'm doing it on in 15 minutes. So, and then here. So, something like that. And if we look, so you got bottom here, and then you got a top and a top. So what I'm looking for is it to come here and do something, whether it hits it and breaks out or whether it hits it and breaks down. My based on my understanding, I'm looking more at it to go like this and then down.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I tried to simplify it as much as I could of what I was looking at for a cell. I'm just looking for that consolidation and just to bring a little bit more insight into where our wedge. So our original alert would have been somewhere here.
Probably up a little high. Probably up a little higher on the inside part.
Out here, huh?
Well, no, on the bottom.
Oh, on the bottom.
On the bottom, yeah, because
where it broke out.
Well, that's where it broke. Where you have it broken out is where the target was for the breakout.
Right.
So
1, 2, 3. That's a really strong trend line, though, guys. That's strong. So, but just give an idea. Here you'll see that there's another wedge. So price was in this zone for a while, and then it broke out. I think my son's tired.
Mm.
So it broke out, and now I'm looking for another breakout here.
Baby is tired and Mama is tired.
Okay. Yeah, I know they're sleeping.
He's cute.
So you see here, that's the stick that we like to talk about every once in a while. So you've got this is so you go from the top of your wedge to the bottom and you draw a stick, and then you can put the stick at the breakout. And 77% of the time, it's going to go the length of the stick. Now I didn't take this trade, but the logic is there that it's going to go 77% of the time. Now, if the logic holds true, which I think it might, because it's 77% of the time, it was tested like extensively. I'm talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wedges. If it comes out and it breaks here, we could look to down here.
Okay.
Or if it comes up, well, it can come up to here. Give you an idea of what this could potentially be from it's like 25 pips.
Okay.
So this is why this would be an important spot, potentially.
Right.
Now we would need our RSIs to confirm this trade, and we would need our RCS tool to also confirm that. Hold on. I think he's just trying to make as much noise as possible.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
No,
Does
it
make sense to
does.
everyone?
Mhm.
That
Me.
we're
Me.
looking for this break and we're looking for this break. If a person enters here, that would be a pretty aggressive entry. Don't really need to take that entry. This is kind of beyond. Now, officially, the third hit on a trend line is going to be a trade. Here, I'm going to get my headset. Maybe that'll work better. Maybe he won't realize that I'm on. I will walk away for a little bit. Al, if you will take over for a bit
Take over.
wait for something to happen.
Okay.
You can share. Yeah.
Okay. And we're, like I said, we're still in this same range over here. Hasn't changed any. Still within in this 15-minute in these fib ranges right here. Right now we're in the middle, 25% coming down into lower 33%. And a little bit of bounce down there. Let's see if it can penetrate, break through, because here's lows, higher lows. Has broken through this little area right in here. And it's starting to push back up again. You see this pullback came just barely into this lower 33%. This one barely hit the upper. You see it's just getting, you can just see it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Once it breaks through here, we'll probably come down and retest this area. So this would be the next area to pay attention to. This area right down here. Although we're not going to enter on close on this. Let's see if I can just draw a blue box. Let me do it over here on the 5-minute. So even though it broke this little rally-based rally came back. Now it's retesting the origin of this little move. Still wasn't able to break through the top of this. And now we're coming right down into, see if it's going to make a higher low still. If it breaks through this one, then we could be challenging the bottom of this trend line. We have about 5 more minutes. Anybody have any questions, comments? Not a lot going on today. I mean, we did get a little bit of a trade initially at 7:45. It materialized right about 8 o'clock. About the time where we got in is about where the trade pretty much stopped and turned around. And it's been going inside this area for the last hour and a half, actually.
Well, I can't find my headset, so I'm going to try and locate it for the next session tonight. That being said, we're 4 minutes away from having to shut this thing down. And we will see if we have another potential setup. We had no alerts other than that one at 7:30.
That's just the one is all we had, yeah. Yes, I may or may not be able to make it tonight. So I'm going to be on the road here this afternoon, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take us to get to where we're going. But anyway, Matt's going to take it over tonight at 9:30, and that's well, if not, and if I don't see you tonight, then I will be here tomorrow morning as best I can. That will be absolutely. I'll be on my laptop remote, so Matt will probably get things started up and logged in tomorrow morning, and but hopefully we'll be here.
Yeah, that'll be the plan. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in, spending your valuable morning with us, and we will talk to you tonight if you want to be on. A little bit later of a session, the only evening session. If no one, we're just looking forward to seeing you guys all at another time soon. Oh,
and we'll go for another 3 more minutes, and then we'll be out of here. And so you got 3 minutes to come up with any questions or comments. Raise your hand. We can turn your mic on if you need to or want to. It's been very tight trading here these last few weeks.
Yeah, not a lot of, not what we like, more or less, right?
What's interesting is like, so we're getting these alerts pretty much right as the move is moving or right after the move. And I'm kind of wondering what's going on with that. I don't know, it's just the way the program is and the way things are just happening to set up, or if it's if they're tweaking the algorithm.
So this is, here, I'll show you my screen one more time if you guys want to have an idea of where Euro USD may potentially go. Up to you what you really want to do. We didn't really get a lot of alerts this morning. I'll share you one more time, and then we'll end the session with that.
Okay, yeah, you got it, Matt, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off and Let's see everybody tomorrow.
Perfect. So
Later, Al.
right here.
Safe travels, Al.
Yeah, we'll catch you later tonight, Al, if you're on. This is about as far as I think it might happen. So when it breaks out a year, you could potentially take a trade if everything lines up properly, but I won't be around to kind of see how that goes. But that's what I would look at. So tomorrow, this evening, we're going to check and see if this is accurate. If it held true that once it breaks the wedge, it goes 77%. It's a 77% chance. This is a 25 pip trade. So before I would take this trade, I would look for a 5-minute candle close in your direction on the other side of this trend line. And if it doesn't do that, then don't worry about it. If it does, great. That could be your potential entry, because now we're making lower highs as we go down. So anyway, got to end the session here because they have another one starting very soon. But have yourself a great day. God bless, and see you guys this evening if you're open to it.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Have a good
Thanks,
day.
Matt. God bless everybody.